what I found. An old newspaper. And very appropriate for the current circumstances. President Joe Biden just got inaugurated officially, or not officially, officially it was yesterday, but publicly he got inaugurated today. And what do I find laying in my attic? Ford Succeeds Nixon. Now, isn't that a coincidence? But yeah, I found this in the attic, so I thought it was pretty interesting, quite appropriate for the times, Moving on, I got a little other special musical instrument. I have recently received in the mail an instrument many of you have probably seen by now, a Kalimba.
Kalimba.
Now, I've opened this already, but I figured just for dramatic effect, I would put it back in the box. Now, look at that. Look at that. When I opened it up, it was just the kalimba and the foam, and it was just heavenly, just seeing the instrument. It was gourmet, as I like to call it. It was just a wonderful experience just to see the instrument. The first thing, you don't even have to wait to pull it out of the black bag. And of course, it conveniently comes with its own black bag. It was just very nice. Sound. So, let's crack this bad boy open, shall we? Now, I have not yet come up with a name for this instrument, but I assure you by the end of the video I will. Oh, and what I like to do is, it's very weird, but it still has that nice, fresh, new wood smell. It's nice wood. It's nice wood. So, here you have it, as you saw. You've got the sound hole, which is how the sound resonates and bounces right here. It's got a nice little pattern. And I read on the box that apparently each individual kalimba, they have different patterns. So I think that's actually pretty interesting. And of course you got the little tines here. And conveniently it's all in C major. So you could play just about anything having absolutely zero idea what you're doing. And it'll still sound lovely. But of course you're going to want to have some sort of idea what you're doing. And luckily, they give you a manual, which I keep packed away in this plastic bag just so I have everything all collected. They give you a manual with a bit of sample sheet music, and what's interesting is the sheet music they actually use. They don't use just regular old sheet music. They have their own unique sheet music right here. That's something. Thankfully, when you realize it's basically the same rhythm type, you can see the note types and the stems and flags there, so conveniently, once you understand, it's pretty easy. But so yeah, you got the manual. You got a bunch of different things in here. You got I don't know why I thought they gave me sandpaper. I must be losing my mind. But they have a little cloth to dust it with. They have some little paper to put in between the tines in case there's a little buzz. Sometimes since they're close, they'll resonate and it'll sound really dissonant, like when you ring them together. I haven't encountered that problem yet because it's still new. Oh, and while I'm on the topic, since I'm holding this backwards, there's a few holes right here where when I found out if you hold your fingers here and play a note, I'll play a G because that's usually what resonates best. You can add a little vibrato to it, little spice, give it some flavor. Now, what else I have in here, they also have these little silicone thumb caps. I'm guessing they're to help you grip the tines because, sometimes it can be a bit hard. It's really interesting. Unfortunately, my thumbs are kind of big, so they can't fit. But thankfully, I don't think you necessarily need the caps, but I think they're just good in case some people don't have grippy thumbs, I guess. And they also have a little paper that you can put on the tines when you're tuning, so you know what you're tuning it to. I'm not going to take it out so I don't lose it, but you put it, I think, right on this little bridge here. I forget the exact name, but they also have the name of the anatomy of the different parts of this, so I think that's actually interesting, right in the manual. You put on this little metal bar here so you know which note you're tuning each time to, so that's pretty cool. And one of my favorite parts, I've been looking forward to using this. I always wondered what this was, but I had to look it up. It turns out it's a little hammer and a wedge, and that's exactly what it looks like. So, when you say a hammer, like, oh, Chase, what do you do with that thing? Do you just whack it? That is exactly what you do. You whack it. So with these tines, of course, It's probably a bit out of tune now, but I'm not going to necessarily go throughout the whole thing and tune it. But essentially, you have each time here, so when you need to tune it, if you need it to go up a bit, you tap it just a little bit. Of course, I didn't tap it very hard, but knowing me, it probably did detune it a little bit. And of course, if you need to tune it down a bit, you tap the other way. But of course, be very gentle, because these are metal, but they're still fragile tines. And if you have tines that are too close to making a buzz, you can use either the paper or you can use this little wedge here. I noticed there was a little bit of a buzz, especially on the high notes, but of course, since they're high, I'd imagine there's a bit of a buzz between them since they're higher in pitch and right next to each other. You can use this little wedge here to separate the tines a bit, so I thought that was pretty interesting. So yeah, it's a cool little tool. So now that I've shown you all the different parts of this, I suppose you'll want me to play you a song. I probably could. I could freestyle something, possibly. There's only so many things you can do with 17 different notes. But I know how to play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, kinda. But if you want to hear that. And already I'm playing wrong notes. Like I said, it's difficult to get used to. When you understand how to play it, it's easy, but I'm still getting used to it. But it's a cute little instrument that I see people playing all the time. So I thought, you know what? I might as well give it a shot. So I think it's nice. Yeah. Beautiful. So yeah, that's about it. I'm just gonna pack this up real quick because you gotta keep it nice and clean. Also, I just love how it just looks. It looks nice and fresh. I love the way it looks, and I want to keep it that way because it's a cute little instrument. It's no little hoity-toity little kitty instrument. I mean, it probably is, but it's a nice little instrument, and I want to learn how to use this thing just to kind of, if I'm on the road somewhere and I just want to kick back, relax, and I can't use a little acoustic guitar or ukulele on me because I do not possess either of those. I can just relax. Ooh, I didn't mean to end on that nice chord, but I'm not complaining. I meant to do that. Yeah, I meant to do that. But, so yeah, this is the Kalimba, which I'm sure a few of you have probably seen before. And I gotta say, this thing is a really nice little piece of work. Very nice.